Cooking safely, yes. Right, yeah. That's my final answer. Cooking safely. I'm terrible.
I am a straight donation station in Jupiter.
If you're low on cash, call Sawhead.
Give us a moment, MP. Give us a moment. Right in the middle. What a birdie.
Go, squeeze.
Can we just please stop saying this a moment ago?
Subtle signs that you're playing with a stick.
A bag? You want me to be intimidated by a fucking bag? What is up, golf sickos? It is golden hour. I might even be past golden hour.
Just missed it. Maybe.
7:37. I'm sorry, we're a little late getting the stream up. I was actually on time, if you think about it. But technically, if you're 1 second late, then you're late. But I was actually on time, if you really think about it. Yeah, it's a Garrick Higgo joke. We're going to be talking about that. Interesting day here at Aronimink. Golf course held up a lot better than I thought it was going to. The pins were in ridiculous places, I thought. And it was windy. It was kind of crusty out here. So the lead was -3 pretty much the entire day. And there are a bunch of blue chippers in the mix. Scottie Scheffler, he's at 3 under. Xander Schauffele at 2 under. John Rahm, Brooks Koepka, Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth, 1 under. But there are a couple guys who are really struggling, mainly Rory McIlroy and Bryson DeChambeau. We're going to talk about all that. We're going to hear from all those guys. Before we do that, we got to give a shout out to our number ones, our knockarounds. Ben's wearing them. Have you committed to wearing sunglasses like inside yet? Are you at that part of your career?
I had a comment recently. Someone was like, "Who thinks this guy can do that?"
Yeah.
And that's my whole thing. So
Yeah.
it's like, you got to get there.
I think you got to do something. I think you got to break 80 at Brentwood Country Club.
There you go.
If you break 80 at Brentwood Country Club, then I think you can wear them inside.
That's a good bet.
But these are phenomenal sunglasses. I wore them all day today. Got a few compliments. The best sunglasses for the right price. The best sunglasses for the right price. The best sunglasses for the right price. Stop spending stupid money on sunglasses. You put them in your golf bag. You get sun cream on your hands. Go to knockaround.com/golf. Look at all the sunglasses. They got some new ones coming out next week too. It's getting to be warm. It's getting to be summer.
Tide pools.
Tide pools. These are the Tide pools. You need sunglasses. Get them from knockaround.com/golf. Use promo code DanOnGolf20 and you get 20% off your order. So we're going to talk all angles of this PGA Championship. But before we do that, we are going to talk a little bit about Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Because he is back.
I summoned this. I said I missed him yesterday. Put him in the archive.
Yeah.
He's back.
He's back. He's back on U.S. soil.
On U.S. soil.
I think let's temper him being back. TMZ, by the way, is TMZ like our generation's New York Times? Because I feel like my life is filtered through TMZ. Between the Spencer Pratt stuff that's been breaking recently, the Tiger stories, the Rossini actually might have been New York Post, but TMZ has absolutely everything. So Tiger Woods is back. Landed in Florida. He was in Switzerland for about a month. I'm gonna turn this one over to you, Ben. Was that the right amount of time? How do you think his rehab went? When is he coming back to golf?
Oh man, put me on the spot. A month. I'm not gonna lie. I felt like he came back pretty quick.
Okay, you were supposed to you were supposed to be like, haha.
No, I have no idea.
Those. Yeah,
I have no idea. But like, it did seem quick. But who am I?
Tiger Woods is back on U.S. soil. We're gonna leave it at that. We don't really know anything else. And then before we dive into the proper PGA preview, I've been meaning to say this the last couple shows. Please like and subscribe. It's very important. Just hit us a like if you like what we're doing here. We are right next to the chipping green at Aronimink. We're doing this. You should see some of the sets that these other news stations have. We're 3 guys here, and if you don't like that I'm holding my cell phone, it's because I don't have a fucking teleprompter. Because we are 3 guys. Yeah, here's the cell phone.
Just a couple guys.
I have the cell phone with pride. I don't have my computer in front of me. We're just guys who love golf, and we love bringing you free content. So please smash like. Please subscribe on YouTube. Leave us a review. It makes a very big difference. Okay.
Dan, would you describe the leaderboard right now as like woven with blue chippers, woven with some surprises in there?
There's a lot of surprises in there. We're going to start with not a surprise, though, Scottie Scheffler. But this was a surprise. Do you know this is the first time in 29-year-old Scottie Scheffler's career that he has had a lead or a share of the lead after the first round of a major championship?
Not a Thursday guy.
Not a Thursday guy. Certainly not recently. We've seen this year, really in the beginning of the year, it was a big time story. He was, just spotting everyone 5 or 6 shots on Thursday. At the Masters, I think he was 11 behind Rory, and he made up 10 of those shots over the weekend, but was not able to. He put himself a little bit too far back. No slow start here. So I think he hit, I want to say 13 of 14 fairways. And what did I say to you? I went over and watched him in his range session earlier this morning. What did I say to you as soon as I got back?
You said it was one of the best ball striking clinics you'd ever witnessed.
I said the guy had the driver on a motherfucking string, and he had it on a string out there as well. There were only two bogeys on the card, but it's a 3 under 67 for Scottie Scheffler. Look, it's not over. Obviously, it's a major championship, but his odds were probably, I think they were like plus 340 going into this week. I would imagine they're probably down in like the plus 250 because this has been the hurdle for Scottie. Has been the Thursday rounds, and he just looked really, really, really solid today.
We followed him for a few holes. He looked really relaxed out there, like wasn't too stressed out.
I mean, him and Ted were joking around with us here.
They were joking with us last night
on this very program. So you got Scottie Scheffler up there, who's number 1 in data golf, and then there's a lot of guys up there who also shot 3 under, who are not number 1 in data golf. So Martin Keimer, 399th in data golf coming into this week. He shot 67, best finish on Live so far this year, a tie for 25th. So this came out of absolute nowhere, and this was kind of a theme. This is not the top of the board, you know, apart from Scottie that you expect. Keimer made a sick birdie on the 9th hole, his 18th of the day. He went driver, actually had a good look at eagle. So he's at 3 under. Aldrich Potgieter is up there, 185th in data golf. He was leading the field in putting, which he's not been putting well this year. He's like half of Aldrich Potgieter. Have you seen him this week?
Oh, no, I haven't.
He's lost, there was like stories when he had lost 35 pounds. I think he's lost another 15.
How are we going to identify him out there without the cake?
Yeah, it's the cake is no longer there. Also at 67, Stefan Jaeger. He's 141st in data golf. He shot 67. Minwoo Lee. He's the cream of the crop of the 67s besides Scottie. He's 23rd in data golf.
In the 30s,
yeah, listen, we're only 25% of the way through. Alex Smalley was also up there, who has been one of Rick's picks. He's at he's 3 under playing his 18th hole. Rick's picks are all in good shape. We're going to get into that. But yeah, you got Scottie and a bunch of other guys who you didn't expect to see at the top of the leaderboard after round 1. As far as how the golf course played, I think this is what they have to do when there are no trees. They have to get the rough really long, and not just long around the fairways, but long around the greens.
Yeah.
And they have the greens running really quick, and they have the greens right on top of ridges. The greens were very, very difficult today, so there wasn't a whole lot of like separation.
The pins were all on ridges and behind bunkers.
Behind bunkers, on ridges, and it was windy. So like, even if you're in the fairway and you have a wedge in your hand, and this course is not super long. We saw this, early in the round. I think the 3rd hole, we were watching Scottie and Fitz and Rose, and Scottie and Fitz both, pump driver right down the middle. They both had wedges in their hand, maybe 120 yards, whatever. Might even been less.
Yeah.
But the pin was way back right over a bunker, pumping downwind. And so they both had to play safely left of it. Fitz did really well to get it to like 25 feet.
He had a great shot.
Scottie missed the green. So, the pins have been in really brutal spots, and I think that's what they have to do. And the weather really cooperated. They expected rain last night. Didn't really rain, so there was firmness.
It's cool for the golf course to answer the call.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen that often when it gets called out.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of golf left to play, but definitely a good showing from Aronimink, I would say, as far as difficulty.
And it rained last night too.
A little bit. It wasn't my favorite. Like after the Masters, we were saying that was like one of the best Masters Thursdays that I've watched.
Yeah.
And I take the piss out of Augusta. There's a window. There's no rough. It's the best to watch, like the best viewing experience. This was sort of U.S. Open-y, where it was a bit of a slog. It was like 5.5 hour rounds, not a ton of separation. I mean, even the guys like you think, oh, Ludwig had a terrible round, and he's 2 over par, he's 5 shots back. So there wasn't a lot of separation, at least through 18 holes. So we will move on. Shane Lowry, the legend, shot -2.
Saw him make a nice eagle.
Yeah, shot 68 today, and I can give you some exclusive news. Last night, he watched the Jamie Vardy documentary on Netflix because we were texting about it.
I don't even know who that is.
I was going to ask if you know who Jamie Vardy is.
No, educate me.
So do you remember when Leicester City won the Premier League?
Do you think I remember when Leicester City won the Premier League?
It was a big story. Yeah. So they were 5,000. It's the biggest upset ever in sports
actually,
history.
I did hear about that. Okay. I just didn't know the details.
Leicester wins the Premier League. Yeah, you actually do know. He's their best player. And he was playing non-league football, which is like the 8th tier, when he was like 23 years old, and he had this incredible rise to the top. But Shane and I were talking about that, so there you go, a little insider information.
That's his Zootopia, I suppose.
That's right. So 68 shots for Shane Lowry and 0 fluke displaces. I didn't hear any of those today.
Hey, not yet.
Big Dan Brown shot 2 under, 68, first major in the United States.
Touch wood, he's gonna
touch wood that he's gonna keep it going. He told us just after smoking a cigarette yesterday that it felt like a bigger PGA Tour event, basically, and I guess he was kind of fighting a slice in the practice rounds, but a lovely round of 68 saw at the gala. Just one top 10 in 13 majors, and it was early in his career, 2023 Masters. He shot 68. He said that the greens today felt kind of Pinehurst-y in the sense of like, which is also Donald Ross, where they're right on top of ridges, and it's pretty flat around the holes itself, but then like 2 feet away from them, it starts to really fall off. So Sahith shot 68. So did Xander Schauffele, we were sort of in two minds about Xander because he played horrific, had his worst tournament in a really long time. Last week he finished tied for 60th out of 72 players. But he's the best bet in golf to be in the top 10 in the majors. He's been T18 or better in 15 of his last 16, and he started with a 2 under 68. So
big boys show up at the big parks.
Looks like Xander's going to be in the mix all week once again. Patrick Reed definitely coming in under the radar. I think because he's just not really played much golf while people have been awake. Mm-hmm. He won in Dubai. I was certainly not awake. Actually, I was awake because I interviewed him afterwards, but I was in was in a sleep vortex. Then he kept playing in the Middle East. He won again in the Middle East, 2 wins, and then he finished tied for 12th at the Masters, but hasn't teed it up since then. We were actually talking to him. Sounds like he's not going to tee it up again between now and the U.S. Open.
Right.
So he's kind of earned his spot, back on the PGA Tour through the DP World Tour, and seems like he's really prioritizing the majors. But he was the only player in the field today who was bogey-free.
Oh, is that how it ended up? He was the only guy.
He was the only guy.
I guess
it was
saw
him.
Fitz make
Fitz
his,
made 1 bogey and 1 birdie. Matty Schmid was bogey-free for a while, but he dropped a shot. And Jordan Spieth also played well today. He shot -1. He got it to -3, and the tweets were flying. About the career Grand Slam.
Legion started shivering.
Couple bogeys down the stretch, and he didn't birdie the par 5 9th hole. Look, I said last year at the Ryder Cup that if Scottie Scheffler went 0-5, I would stop doing the show. I would retire. If Jordan Spieth wins and completes the career Grand Slam, I'll throw my haters a bone. I'll just disappear into the sunset.
You think it's the same? That's a 1-to-1 bet.
I think it's, it would be kind of a nice way for me to go out. See 2 career Grand Slams
something to celebrate
while we're doing the show.
Yeah,
we get a great finale episode. Jordan Spieth completes the career Grand Slam, and I fuck off to Colorado, and you never hear from me again.
So watch out! You might just get it.
It might just happen. So if he shoots 67 tomorrow, my collar might get a little hot. I mean, do you remember how close it was last year?
It was over 4. It came down to the last.
He was over 4.
Last match.
Yeah, he beat Rory, I think, 1 up. Nikolai Højgaard, who finished tied for 2nd last week and who I can identify very easily.
Are you sure?
Yep. He shot -1 today. Complained about the pace of play. It was very, very slow. I think that last group was like 5 hours and 30 minutes. There's a lot of crisscrosses going on here.
Yeah.
Like you notice the first hole and the 10th hole, they're crisscrossing.
Sharing a tee box.
Yeah, I think it's because of the golf ball going so far. They've had to build all the way back to the corner.
That's interesting.
So, tees have had to be moved back where they're almost hitting across greens. Joaquin Niemann, who's lone top 10 in a major in 26 career tries, came at Quail Hollow last year. He shot -1. He missed the cut in the last 2. Jason Day also shot -1. So did Cameron Smith with his new coach.
Okay.
Working with Claude Harmon. He had it to a couple under today. And then another -1 that we simply have to talk about is Garrick Higgo.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't really a -1. It was a -3 with a 2-shot penalty for being late to the tee. Look, Scottie Scheffler got arrested and made his tee time. Garrick Higgo couldn't walk 10 steps from the practice green to the first tee. And this isn't one where the practice tee is way across the way. It is right there.
He could see it happening.
It was unbelievable. This was early in the morning, 7:18 tee time, and he showed up at 7:19, so he was penalized 2 strokes. And you're thinking after, he's going to get up there and say, I made a mistake. I was thinking number 2, maybe he had a cheesesteak last night that didn't sit well, it was early in the morning. Nope. Turns out he was just late, and he was like, I don't agree with the rule. Here's Garrick Higgo.
I was there on time, but the rule is if you're 1 second late, you're late. So if you think about it, I was there on time, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I don't know what you mean. Unfortunately, I think young Garrick will learn the lesson that eventually that being late is sort of like being pregnant. Either you are or you aren't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a good one.
I just couldn't.
It's tough to survive that analogy.
I couldn't believe that he was late, number 1. You're playing a major championship, and obviously his game is good. I mean, he shot 67 today. He hit the ball 67 times, which is the same amount as Scottie Scheffler and the other guys who were tied for the lead. But he kind of dug in, which I sort of respect, but also I don't respect because being late is like being pregnant.
I was ready to defend him until I heard that the other guys on the tee box had already hit their shots by the time he got there. I was ready to say, okay, it's not. I was going to make this big gesture about if the other guys still need to hit, let them hit and give them a second to get there. They were waiting on him. Then you're slowing down your group.
When they're calling the names, you know you got to be there. But look at how many tournaments has this guy played. And he said he said that he cuts it close quite often. He said that he doesn't like to be out there and get cold. Yeah, nobody does. But the way you ensure that you start on time is that everybody is there early.
My interpretation of his analysis is that he thought between 718 and 719, it's still 718, and that counts.
Yeah.
So I think we got to check the clock.
But they call the names at 718. They have the your iPhone. The clocks, they're pretty normalized
seconds,
these days. Like they're tuned in to, what is it, Greenwich Standard Time over there in the UK.
Yeah.
So pretty incredible.
I was ready to argue with you about this, but smart people change their minds with new information.
Balls and strikes, baby. Balls and strikes. Yeah, incredible spin zone there. Incredible spin zone saying I was actually on time if you think about it. He said I was actually. He looked up there with a straight face on a press conference at a major championship, and he said, "If you really think about it, I was on time."
He challenged us to really think about it, and we did. He was wrong.
You just absolutely weren't. Okay, some other guys who shot -1. Justin Thomas shot -1. He was -3 for a big part of the day. He made a big birdie bogey putt, I should say, on a par 3 to keep the round going.
It was cool to see a guy make a bomb bogey putt and celebrate and tip his cap.
Those bomb bogey putts. I mean, Bryson made a bomb double bogey putt. We're going to talk about him in a little bit. So Brooks Koepka also shot 1 under 69. Okay. In his own words, it was as bad as he could have shot. So if I could redraft this tournament, I'd still stick with Cameron Young and Scottie Scheffler because I'm not a fucking coward. But if I had to choose a third person again, I might choose Brooks.
After that comment.
Well, he's hitting the ball really, really well, and he's putting like shit. And I think it's a lot easier to find a quick fix with the putter. I think you're much more likely to start putting decent than you are to start hitting the ball decent, even if you're putting well. So here was Brooks Koepka after his round.
Yeah, I mean, I feel good. Every round just seems to be the worst I can shoot. Putter's absolutely horrendous. Ball striking's absolutely phenomenal. So that's been the story of the year. And hopefully we can figure out a way to turn this around.
We're Mallet guys. I'm a Mallet guy. I kind of want to see him go back to the blade. I feel like he won the major with the blades, with the blade putter.
I don't think you often hear guys, especially him, not self-deprecating at the podium. He said the word phenomenal about his ball striking. Well, that's dangerous.
This is a guy who knows how to win PGA championships. He knows how to win major championships. He's won 3 of these. There's no one in the field.
3 of these, yeah.
There's no one in the field who's won 3 of these, and he knows his windows. To use one of Tiger's words, he knows his windows.
Well, there are a lot of windows out here.
He's hitting his windows. Yeah, there are no trees, so we're not going to talk about that. We talked about trees a lot yesterday. We're going to talk about trees, I'm sure, on Monday, but we're not going to talk about the trees right now. Okay, moving down the board a little bit. Matt Fitzpatrick shot even par. Very, very Matt Fitzpatrick round of golf. I think he parred the first 13 holes or 14 holes. He made 1 bogey and 1 birdie coming in. So he shot even, beat his brother by just 2 shots. Alex got off to a good start this morning, but struggled a little bit coming in. And there was a big difference between the front 9 and the back 9 today. The back 9 played a lot harder. Michael Block shot even par.
Yeah.
That sound you hear? It's a very faint one. It's a whoosh. It's the haters punching air. It's the air displacement from the haters.
Oh my God, a drywall wall just went down in Conshohocken somewhere.
A drywall did just go down in Conshohocken because Michael Block, he's the low club pro in the field by 3 shots, and he was having fun today. Yeah, well, he was a little theatrical out there.
Oh my God.
Oh, God forbid a guy's enjoying himself. Let's hear from Michael Block after this round of golf.
Yeah, great round. Paired with DJ and Rasmus, 2 absolute bombers. The big thing at the beginning of the day was I told Ethan, my son, who's caddying for me, I said, do not try to hang with him. We're just going to play our own game. Bunt it down the fairway. Main thing was get in the fairway, put it in a spot on the green or even off the green that would give us an opportunity to still make a par and be very just kind of dissect Aronimink, to be honest, which was what we did today.
So he played with those 2 bombers. He beat them both by 2 shots. Rasmus Højgaard, who I can identify super easily, and Dustin Johnson, they both shot 2 over par. Also at even par, joining Blocky, Casey Jarvis, the young South African, told us yesterday that he was a big fan of the show.
That's right, right here.
Yeah, he's one of Rick's picks, plus 690 to finish in the top 20. He's even, just 3 back. Alex Smalley, let's see if Alex Smalley finished.
I think he finished at 3, right?
Alex Smalley, let me refresh. I'm refreshing. He's playing the 18th as we speak. And Alex Smalley is still on the 18th hole. This is great television and even better audio.
He was at 3.
He's making a mess.
3 under.
He finished?
No.
No, he's at 3 under. I'm looking at the play-by-play right now. He has... Wait, yeah, he's in. 3 under, I believe. So, his picks are off to a great start. So
also on our card,
He had Casey Jarvis plus 690 to finish top 20. He's even par. Alex Smalley, he has him top 30 to plus 350. He's 3 under. He's got Ricky Fowler top 10 plus 430. He's even par. He's got JJ Spawn plus 1600 top 5. He's even par. He's got Sam Burns plus 890 top 5, and he's even par. So Rick is alive and well, and they're all plus money. Justin Rose shot even par. Grindy. He was 2 over. Hold a bunker shot. Gave just a vintage J Rose theatrical response.
Pointed to the sky.
See, my knockaround just fell, and I'm not really that concerned.
You just knock him around.
He gave him a point. One of these, like a point, and then he kind of took the hat off and did the shebang.
It was very choreographed almost.
Yeah, it was maybe a bit rehearsed, but you know what? That's what we like to see out of Justin Rose. He's a thespian.
He needed it, though. He was grinding out there, taking his time today.
He's a thespian. I'm looking, did Cam Young finish at 1 over or 2 over? I think he finished at 1 over. Yeah, he finished at 1 over. He was my pick coming into the week. Had a little bit of trouble around the greens, but again, 1 over is just 4 back. Christopher Raytan coming off that career-changing, very impressive win at the Truist just a couple of days ago. He is 1 over par. We said Alex Fitz is plus 2. He was on one of the first groups off this morning.
Yeah, early leader.
Woke up at 3:45 in the morning. I think I saw a post. He's at plus 2. So is Ludwig Oberg. Those guys are still very much in it. Okay.
Everybody's in it, but unfortunately, one of the guys that's tied for first is actually leading the tournament alone.
Yeah, that's true. Let's move down the board a little bit because not everybody is still right in it. Rory was scraping. He was really clawing, trying to keep. He's had issues with the driver pretty much the whole year. He'll miss it right. He tries to overcorrect. He misses it left, and we saw this at Augusta. He did not drive it well. It was a very impressive Rory win because I think it was so different to how Rory used to win golf tournaments.
Yeah.
He used to win it primarily with strokes gained off the tee. So he starts on the back 9. He bogeys his first hole, birdies his second. Then he makes all pars. He bogeys the 4th hole, his 13th of the day. And then he birdies 15, his 14th of the day to get back to even par. And you're thinking, just get this in even par.
Yeah.
You're thinking, there's a lot of golf left. No one's really running away from it today. And then for the first time in his career, he bogeyed the final 4 holes in a major championship round to shoot 4 over 74. Still 7 back, right? I mean, it was Rory McIlroy, but he put himself behind the 8 ball. He was asked to summarize his round, and sometimes one word is best.
Rory, how would you describe your opening round?
Shit.
All right, thank you.
I appreciated the tenor of the shit. It was a shit. It wasn't like a shit.
It's so that guy knew he wasn't pissed at him.
Yeah, it wasn't a dejected shit. It was like you asked for an answer. And
shout out to the moderator there. All right. Okay.
Yeah, that's Greg. That's our guy Greg. He did a great job there. And then Bryson, we clown him a lot on this show. And Alex Bush, oh, I'm from Rochester. I'm wearing shorts today. Yeah, Bryson showed up wearing a puffer jacket today. Yeah. Okay? And find a new slant. This is a normal thing to do. It was 55 degrees. It's cold out here.
It was cold, yeah.
He's got an early morning tee time in a major championship, and he wants to keep his body warm.
You're going to get some empathy from the Angelinos sitting in these chairs.
That's what I'm saying. He's from California. I'm from California. He lives in Texas. When I'm going to play golf, if it's under 70 degrees, I crank the fucking heat up, and I put the seat warmer on because I want my back to be warm.
Yeah.
So find a new slant on this one. Unfortunately, we can't find a new slant on his golf in the majors recently because it has not been good. So Bryson had a terrible start today. He shot 6 over par 76, and that was with a birdie on his last hole. And if you go back, he's actually missed the cut in 2 of the last 3 majors. So he's in danger of missing it in 3 of 4 majors. And I think he shot +7 in the opening round of the Open Championship last year, but he battled back to finish tie for 10. So his last couple opening rounds have been really, really terrible, and he's in danger of missing the cut, like I said, for the 3rd major out of 4. And this is important because when Scott O'Neill talks about Bryson being different and Bryson being special, it's because he does both. It's because he contends in major championships and he draws all the eyeballs with his content creation and on YouTube. If he stops making YouTube videos, he's not a unicorn the same way that he was before. And if he stops contending in major championships, he's not a unicorn the way that he was before. And with all the uncertainty going on with Live Golf and with coming back to the PGA Tour, he maximizes his value by doing both.
Yeah.
They're both very important. They don't exist without the other. If he's just doing the content creation, he's not playing well in the majors, he's not as special as if he's doing both. And if he's just contending in the majors and he's not doing all the content creation that he's doing,
that's not how you get a seat at that table.
That's not how you get a seat at the fundraising table. So it's a big round of golf for Bryson tomorrow.
Yeah.
And he was in the early wave, so we'll have a long time to think about it. His wedges look like issues. His putting has not been the same standard that it has been before. I don't know if all of the turmoil that's going on in world golf could potentially be, one of the reasons why he's not playing well in the majors. There is a lot of, pressure on these guys in the major championships. I think they feel like, especially as LIV is sort of beginning to peter out, this is where they can show the world what they're still made of, where they can show the PGA Tour what they're still made of. And, I'm sure it probably crosses my, if I win this week, then I'm back on top of the world. I'm going to get back in. If John Rahm, who shot 1 under today, if he wins this week, that changes it. Winning solves everything. Tiger Woods said that, and it's very, very true. And I think
it's never been more true for those two specific guys right now either.
Right, and they've both been struggling a little bit in majors. Rahm was a non-factor at the Open last year. He was a non-factor at the Masters. He's off to a good start this week.
They're only competing on LIV. Yeah. Like the best guys on LIV, winning almost every tournament.
Right, winning hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars on LIV. But we've always had a hard time contextualizing results on LIV. Now they feel even more hollow than ever before.
I don't think that we make a habit out of like diagnosing things on Thursday and making these.
Well, you shoot 6 over. You're gonna get diagnosed.
Yeah, but it's hard to imagine a human being not having what's going on in the news right now on your mind. Yeah. If you're at the top of that totem pole, right?
Those two are at
the pressure that you just mentioned on those two specifically. I can't imagine it's not on their mind.
They're on their own level. Tyrrell Hatton, who's also been one of the the LIV guys who's had most success, he shot 2 over par. Brant Snedeker, who you talked to, 2 over par. Okay. Angel Ayora, our guy who's got the most beautiful golf swing you've ever did see. We did a video with him when we were in Dubai. He got a special invite this week, which is woke, but I'm glad that he's here. 2 over par. Elvis Smiley, who has played well in LIV, he won their first event. He shot 2 over. Adam Scott shot 2 over. Chris Goddard, your pick coming into the week, 2 over. Tommy Fleetwood, 2 over. A lot of guys in that cluster at 2 over. Sungjae Im, who kind of half contended last week. That's fair.
That's generous.
I mean, he showed his face and then removed his face. He shot 3 over. So did Sepp Straka, shot 3 over. And then I'm scrolling down here. Jacob Bridgman's struggling. He's really struggling. He was leading the FedEx Cup through like 7 or 8 events. He won Tiger's event. And he has not been the same player since, so he's a little bit.
Winning at Riv is not easy.
Winning at Riv is definitely surprising. Not easy, and he was really solid throughout the whole West Coast. Victor Hovland shot 4 over. I saw he was hitting some shots cross-handed. He's clearly in swing purgatory.
Full shots, not chips.
Yeah, not chips. Full. He was definitely looking for a feel, but he seems to be sort of in swing purgatory. Keegan Bradley shot 4 over par, so the struggle continues there. Wyndham Clark shot 5 over. So did Max Homa. Shot 5 over. Marco Penge, a guy who has had a kind of a rough rookie season. He's had some. Moving to the States was a big adjustment for him. Then he got really sick, and now he's had some flare-ups again where his body's not feeling great.
I really thought he was some guy that was going to come in with this driving distance.
I still think he has a chance, like in those Midwest events in the summer. Hopefully he's feeling better. It's warm outside. I'm thinking about like John Deere. I'm thinking about Minnesota, where he can just go sort of bombs away. I was excited to watch Jaden Shaper, another South African who's been playing great over on the European Tour. He's at 5 over par. Looking through Matt McCarty, who's had a lot of success on the PGA Tour so far this year. I think he was a 36-hole leader last week. He shot 7 over. Patrick Rogers shot 7 over.
P-Rod, we love you.
Best player in the world. And then you've got a bunch of the team of 20 club professionals. We're not going to talk about the club professionals.
The Corebridge financial team.
Maybe at the end of the week we'll talk about, the fact that there's 20 of them seems like a lot. 81 was the worst score of the day, and it was shot by Braden Shattuck and Mr. Geddes, whose first name I don't know.
Philly boy.
Shattuck, down the road.
Yeah.
He was given Mark Geddes. Thank you. Andy just told me it's Mark Geddes. He was given lessons.
On Wednesday morning.
He was given lessons on Wednesday morning, and one of the members texted me. He was like, hey, our pro, Braden Shattuck, he's playing in the tournament, and he's giving lessons on Wednesday morning. That's got to be the first time that's ever happened. I think he was expecting me to be like, that's so amazing. I was like, that's weird. He should be out here practicing.
Yeah, he should be right there.
He gives lessons 50 weeks a year. Maybe we get a little more practice out here. But no, it's I'm joking.
Somebody reverse osmosis him on the range.
Yeah, I don't want to be. Yeah, he got some shanks from the ladies' clinic.
That course that he's a pro at is very hard, and it's awesome place. So shout out to Rolling Green.
So big day coming tomorrow, Friday at the major championships. Obviously, the guys who teed off early this morning, they'll be late tomorrow. The guys who teed off late will be early tomorrow.
I wonder what Garrick Higgo's tee time is tomorrow.
Yeah, well, are
they going to give him an early one just to fuck with him?
He will definitely. No, he's late, but I don't think the issue was him waking up on time. But you're going to see Scottie in the morning. You're going to see JT in the morning.
Yeah,
you're going to have to wait till the afternoon to see Rory and Bryson. But a great day. We're going to head back to Los Angeles. I'm a little cold here. I'm ready.
You're gonna head back. I'm staying all weekend.
Yeah, you're a Philly guy though.
I like it here.
Or you're a Pennsylvania guy, I should say. What's the score in the hockey game?
3-2.
Still 3-2 Sabres. Alex is watching the hockey game. It's big game 5. Big game 5 for Alex Bush's Sabres. I'm going to be live with you guys again tomorrow and Saturday. It's going to be a little different. I'm going to be in the doghouse. It's going to sort of look like the setup that we have for the watch along. But it'll be fun. I can be more interactive. I can answer your questions.
Yeah, get in the chat.
Get in the chat a little bit. But yeah, that's gonna be it for us on site here at Aronimink. Thank you again to our dear friends at the PGA of America.
Yeah, this
what
has
an
been
incredible
awesome.
spot we've
Look
had
at this.
here. It's getting dark out here. We had a great day watching golf. I love all you guys. Again, give us a like, give us a subscribe, support the mission. We'll see all you golf sickos tomorrow. I love you guys.